everybody. It's been a long time, or what feels like a long time for me, since I was teaching you all. So I wanted to get on today and make a video for you that you can do from the comfort of your own home. And hopefully it will help you relax and maybe bring you some peace of mind. So that's what I have been setting as my intention. I've been practicing yoga every day for the last week, and every time my intention is peace of mind. So in times like this, for me especially, my mind thinks of all the worst case scenarios, and it worries and worries. And so I've been really calling in this peace of mind, and to remember that it is what it is, and much of what we're experiencing right now is out of our control. And so if we can just try to breathe into that space of letting go and stopping that feeling of resisting what is. I know it's hard. I am definitely not perfect at it. In fact, it's the practice of mine every day to just remember that it's out of my control. And the only thing I can do is control me and how I respond and react in times that are challenging for us, like what we're facing right now. So I invite you to come into a comfortable seated position. I am on a blanket, so you could use any blanket that you have at home. Of course, if you have a meditation cushion, you could use that as well, or even a block. I wanted to make this practice one that didn't use a block or strap, so it was available for anybody. I'm on my yoga mat, but again, you could just do this practice on the rug, on a towel, on the floor, and then a blanket or something so that you're comfortable as you come into a seated position. So just come into your seat. Begin to follow the breath as you close your eyes. See the breath moving in through the nose, moving down the back of the throat, softening at the heart center, moving down behind the navel into the low belly space. As you exhale, see the breath moving up from the low belly space, passing through the same spaces, exhaling through the nose, but also adding in a release, a softening somewhere in the body. As you inhale, fill up. As you exhale, soften the shoulders, soften the belly, soften the jaw or the tongue. And with each inhale, I invite you now to draw in whatever it is that you need to call into your body or your mind today. So for me, as I inhale, I think about peace of mind. So the mind settling, my thoughts are at peace. That means I don't see or feel fear, but I'm just at peace with where I am at in this moment now. I see that coming in with the inhale. And for me, I'm going to exhale my fear and my worry. Visualize fear and worry leaving the body as you exhale. And perhaps that doesn't resonate with you today, and you can call in something else, whatever it is that you need to draw in to the body, to the mind. See that coming in with the in-breath. And whatever it is that you need to release that's not serving you, see that moving out of the body with the exhale. We'll continue in this way for a few breaths. Gently begin to blink the eyes open. And you can crawl forward into your hands and knees. And spreading your fingers wide, knees under hips. Finding some movement here in the spine. Inhale, melt the heart. Take your gaze in front of the mat. Drop the space between the shoulder blades. Exhale, round. Press the shoulder blades to the sky. Let your head hang. Inhale, round. Dropping the heart, tail lifts, crown of the head reaches to the sky. Exhale, pressing the shoulder blades to the sky, tail and crown of the head drop. Taking a couple more, moving with your breath. Inhale, fill the low belly space. Exhale, round the spine. As you finish your next cycle of cat-cow, you can take your knees wide, big toes together to touch, hips towards heels, forehead coming down to the mat for your child's pose. Allow your hips to sink towards your heels. The heart melts down towards the earth. Your forehead softens into the mat. Just really let your head release so the sides of the neck relax and soften. As you continue with your low belly breath, you'll be able to feel the low belly expanding against the thighs as you inhale. And you might feel the whole body soften deeper into the pose as you exhale. And begin to make your way back up into your hands and knees. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes, and lift your hips high and back for downward facing dog. If it feels right, you can pedal your knees, swaying your hips from side to side. If the backs of the legs are tight, you might take your feet a little bit wider than hip width. A nice hollow in the armpit. So you don't want to be pressing so far down that you feel that pressure in your armpits. We want our ears lining up with the upper arm. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, walk the feet forward to meet your hands. Release into your forward fold, Uttanasana, round. Place a little bend in the knees, let your head hang. Some variations with the arms might be just dangling down, maybe taking the tops of the hands on the mat. Maybe you clasp the hands at the elbows. In whatever variation you find, let the head really release. Maybe even nodding yes, shaking no. Releasing the arms to dangle down, placing a bigger bend into the knees. Roll yourself up to stand. Draw the shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Taking your hands, clasp them behind your back. Press your knuckles down to the earth. Knees are soft, toes moving straight forward. Open the heart here. Gaze in front, chin parallel to the earth. And fill the low belly with the breath. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And you might keep the clasp, or if that's too much in the shoulders, you can always release the arms to dangle down. Inhale, release the clasp of the hands, arms reach to the sky. Take your gaze up to your fingers. Exhale, paint the wall in front of you with the palms as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find a nice flat back. Your hands might be on your shins, maybe it's higher for you, or maybe you find that flat back with your fingertips on the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the right foot back. Lower down onto your right knee, finding your low lunge here. Left ankle is underneath the left knee. You might stay here on fingertips. Some of you might choose to come up to the left knee as a support for you. Others might choose to extend the arms to the sky, pinkies rolling in, shoulders melt away from the ears. Fill the low belly with the breath. Inhale. Exhale, plant the right hand inside the left foot. And first, just bring your left hand to your left knee. Begin twisting to the left, opening the shoulders to the left. And maybe you reach your left hand to the sky. Last variation is to take the gaze up to the left thumb. Exhale, release the twist, planting both hands. Step the left foot back, downward facing dog, hips high. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, walk or step the feet forward. Release forward fold. Bend into your knees. Inhale, reach and rise all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands clasp behind the back, clasping the weird way. So bringing the opposite index finger on top, drop the knuckles down, open the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep drawing the tail down and the front ribs into the body. Don't want to arch into the low back. Draw the ribs in and down. Breathe into the low belly, inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. Again, option to release the arms, just down to dangle if the clasp is too much in the shoulders. Release the arms, inhale, rise to the sky, little bend into the knees as you come up. Exhale, paint, really stretching the backs of the wrists here as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rounding the spine. Planting your hands, step the left foot back this time. Lower down onto the left knee. Again, you decide if you stay here with the fingertips on the mat for your low lunge. Maybe you bring your hands up to the right knee for support there. And some of you might choose to reach the arms to the sky. Shoulders melt away from the ears. Keep drawing the front ribs in. Soften the tongue and the mouth. Relax the jaw. One more inhale. Exhale. Plant the left hand. Bring the right hand to the right knee. Begin to look to the right, open the shoulders to the right. And some of you might reach that right arm to the sky. Maybe even taking the gaze up towards the right thumb. One more in-breath here. Exhale, release the right hand down, stepping back, finding your downward facing dog. Pedal out the knees, sway your hips from side to side. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, walk, step, or maybe adding in a little hop forward to meet the hands, Uttanasana. Bend into the knees. Inhale, reach and rise to the sky. Bring the base of the big toe mounds together to touch. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. You should be able to see your toes. Weight is in the heels. Heart is reaching towards the front, but then draw the front ribs back in. We want a nice long spine. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot steps back. Spin down on the right heel. Bend into the left knee, squaring shoulders and hips to the front of the room. Reach your fingertips to the sky. Warrior one. So we're squaring our hips and our shoulders to the front of the room. If you feel anything in the back knee here, you can take a little wider stance. Take that left foot further to the left, or you might need a shorter stance as well. Bend into the left knee. Pinkies roll in, shoulders melt away from the ears. Soften the jaw, relax the tongue. Can you activate the right leg as well as the left? Keeping the legs as they are. Inhale, fill the low belly. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands down to the inside of the left foot. Walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat. So we're coming into down dog lunge here. So our legs are in warrior one. Our upper body is in downward facing dog. So our ears line up with the upper arms. We're reaching the fingertips out in front of you. Feel a nice opening in the left hip joint here. And walking your hands back to surround the left foot steps back, downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale through to your high plank position. Wrap the shoulder blades in and down the back, draw the front ribs in towards the spine. Inhale. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, lower hips and belly down to the mat. Hover your hands under your shoulders, press the tops of the feet in. Inhale, cobra, squeezing the shoulders away from the ears and down the back. Fill the low belly with the breath. Exhale, hover. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower. One more gentle back bend here. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your toes, lift back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, walk, step, or hop the feet forward, releasing forward fold. Bend into the knees. Inhale, reach and rise to the sky. Big toe mounds together. Exhale, chair, Utkatasana. Hold here for the inhale. Sit a little deeper as you exhale. Inhale, rise, open heart, gaze up. Exhale, paint the wall in front as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, round the spine. Step your left foot back as you inhale. Spin down on the right heel. Spin down on your left heel, bend into the right knee, setting up for warrior one. Floating arms to the sky. Our hips and our shoulders are facing the front of the room. Again, if you need a shorter or a wider stance, just adjust so that that back leg feels strong, but you don't feel anything tweaking in the left knee. Bend the right knee towards the second and third toes. Pinkies roll in, shoulders melt away. Draw the front ribs in and down. Soften the jaw. Relax the tongue. Inhale. Exhale, keeping the legs, fold down to the inside of the right foot. Walk your hands to the left corner of your mat so we have warrior one legs, hi Bella, and downward dog in the upper body. So ears lining up with the upper arms, our legs stay in warrior one. And then begin to walk your hands back to surround the right foot. And spin on the left toes, right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Inhale through, find your high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, or lower in your plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, shifting the shoulders in front of the fingers, elbows point back all the way down. Coming down to the belly. This time keeping your hands underneath your shoulders, press the tops of the feet. Inhale, cobra. Keeping a bend in the elbows, just warming up the back still. Inhale into the low belly space. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high into the air. Bend the left knee, heel to glutes. That left knee opens to the sky, but your shoulders, the armpits keep facing down to the mat. Inhale, straighten and square the left leg. Look to your hands and step the left foot through to meet the left thumb. Staying on the ball of the right foot, right heel is lifted. Reach your fingertips to the sky for crescent lunge. So this time the back heel is lifted. Finding a little balance here, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, project your lunge. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left, hooking the right elbow outside the left knee. If this is too much, you might stay up in your twist or just come a little bit into a projected lunge. Maybe you don't find the hook, maybe you do. If you really want a little more opening here, some of you might choose to extend the arms. Right fingertips finding the mat outside the left foot. Last variation, if it feels okay in the neck, you can take your gaze up to the left thumb. One more inhale in your twist. And release the left hand down. Surround the left foot with the hands. Left foot steps back to downward facing dog. Pedal your knees, sway your hips from side to side. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, heel to glutes. Open the right knee, but keep the shoulders squaring down to the mat. And straighten and square the right leg. Look to your hands and step the right foot through. Staying on the ball of the left foot this time. Inhale, crescent lunge. Pinkies roll in, shoulders melt away. Inhale, feel the low belly. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, project. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right, hooking the left elbow perhaps. Maybe you just twist a little bit and you don't hook the elbow. Maybe you're nice and high. Some of you might hook the elbow and maybe even open up, finding the left fingertips outside the left heel. Sorry, the right heel. Optional gaze up to the right thumb if you're really deep in the twist. In whatever variation you found, take one more inhale. Look down, surround the right foot with the hands. Right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Yogi choice here. You can hold in down dog. You can lower the knees and take a child's pose, coming back into your breath And maybe also finding that intention that you began practice with. Or some of you might choose to flow through Vinyasa, inhaling high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, or lower in your plank, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, or maybe adding upward facing dog, tops of the feet and hands. Exhale, downward facing dog, or child's pose for 3 breaths. And I might invite you to breathe in through the nose, open the mouth and sigh it out. In through the nose, open the mouth and sigh it out. Last breath here, inhale, sigh it out. And come back into your hands and knees. Let's just find our hands and knees position. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. I'm gonna fire up our core here a little bit before we come into our standing balance warrior 3. So it's easy here to let the front ribs drop down, the low back really rounds. We get this arch here that's not natural for our spine. We want to draw the front ribs in. There's a gentle curve here in the low back, but we don't want it so much that we can hurt our low back. So finding those natural curves of the spine and maintaining them as you extend the right leg back behind you. So again, it's easy as we lift the right leg to let that back drop. Draw the front ribs back in towards the spine. Keep thinking front ribs in towards the spine. And squaring the pelvis. Again, it's easy to open the hip. We want our pelvis to be in neutral position. Inhale. And again, another addition, you can come onto the left fingertips. Or some of you might choose to extend the left arm out alongside the left ear. Again, that movement is going to want the low belly to drop, the low back rounds. Keep drawing the front ribs in. Keep strong, engage the core. Inhale. Last variation, if you'd like, tap the elbow to the knee and round the back like we do in our cow or our cat pose. Inhale, extend. 2 more, exhale, tap. Round the back. Inhale, extend. Last one, exhale, round. Inhale, extend. And exhale, release left hand, right knee down. Let's just rinse that out with 1 round of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the ribs, open the heart. Exhale, round. Inhale, find your neutral spine. Finding the natural curves. Activating the core by gently drawing the front ribs in. Extend the left leg back behind you. First, just finding your breath here, engaging the core, keeping the pelvis neutral, right? We don't want to open the leg, just keep the pelvis neutral. Maybe coming onto the right fingertips, or maybe extending the right arm out long. Finding a little balance here, also using the core to engage. Last variation, if you'd like, inhale. Exhale, tap elbow to knee, round the back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release the hand and the knee down. Take your knees wide. Big toes together, hips towards heels. Forehead to the mat. Find your child's pose, Balasana. Lifting back up into your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, knees under hips. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high into the air. Look to your hands and step the left foot through. And staying on the ball of the right foot, bend into the left knee, reach your fingertips to the sky, crescent lunge. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, project your lunge. This might be where you stay, just holding here, really engaging the outer left glute here, firing up, inhale. Some of you may choose to continue reaching the fingertips forward, pressing off the back heel, or the ball of the back foot. Press the right heel into the room behind you. Draw the front ribs in. Think about squaring the pelvis just like we did on our hands and knees. Arms lining up with the upper or with the ears. Breathe into the low belly space. A little bend into the left knee, reach the right toes back, crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, fold and find your downward facing dog. Pedal the knees, sway the hips from side to side. Inhale your right leg high into the air. Look to your hands and step the right foot through. Staying on the ball of the left foot, floating up, crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, project. This might be where you stay. Maybe you continue reaching the fingertips, floating off the left foot, pressing the heel back in space behind you. Front ribs draw in. Find your breath. Maybe even finding your intention here. Bending into the right knee, reach the left toes back, crescent inhale, open the heart. Exhale, fold, downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa. You can take a child's pose. You can hold here in down dog, or you can flow, inhaling high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, or lower in plank, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back into your breath here. We're going to come into pigeon pose, or we can come into thread the needle on the back. So if you know that pigeon pose is not good for your knees, then you can make your way onto your back, and I'll show both poses. First, very quickly, I'll just show you pigeon pose, if you're not sure what that is. It's bringing the right or left shin down at the front of the mat. We want to work towards getting the shin horizontal, but it's going to be at a little bit of angle, likely, because our hips are often pretty tight. So if this pose you're like, no way, no thanks, then you'll just come into it on your back. You'll cross the left or the right ankle over the left knee, and then you reach and hold the left hamstring, drawing the knee towards you. If you need a little deeper, you can hold in front of the left shin. Keep flexing the right foot, okay? So if you're moving into pigeon, again, bring the right shin to the front of the mat. Walk the left knee, the left toes back. And then you might choose to take a fold here, coming down to the forearms. Some of you might even be able to make a pillow with your forearms for your head. And again, if you're on your back, right ankle over left knee drawing towards you. Slowing down the breath here. Breathing into the right hip. Breathing in your intention. Breathing out whatever it is that you no longer need. And that might just be tension, releasing the body, tightness, fear, worry, stress. Just see whatever it is you're ready to release, leaving the body as you exhale. One more breath in whatever pose you're in. If you're lying on your back and thread the needle, you can just uncross the right from the left and change sides, crossing the left ankle over the right knee and holding the right hamstring as you draw the right knee towards you. If you're in pigeon, coming back up onto your hands, tucking the left toes, lifting the hips, sending the right foot back behind you. Downward facing dog, you might want to paddle that out a little bit before you bring the left shin to the front of the mat. Walk the right knee back. This is for pigeon. Finding your pose. And then maybe coming down onto forearms. Maybe you make a pillow with the forearms for your forehead. And whatever variation, breathing all the way down into the left hip this time. And seeing the breath soften the body as you inhale. And release what you no longer need as you exhale. And if you're on your back, you can thread the needle. You can just uncross the left ankle from the right knee and plant both feet on the mat and remain on your back. If you're in pigeon, you can come on up onto your hands, tuck the back toes, lift the hips and step the left foot back. Downward facing dog, just for a moment to pedal out the knees, sway the hips from side to side. And then lower the knees down and make your way onto your back. So everybody's coming onto their backs, their feet planted on the mat. We're going to take our feet wide as the mat, or if you're not on a mat, just wider than your hips. Your arms can release just out into a T or along your sides, whatever feels good for you. With your feet nice and wide, take both knees over to the left. Just let them fall. Breathe in here. As you exhale, lift the knees through center and let them fall over to the right. Breathe in. Exhale to the left. Breathe in. Exhale to the right. Breathe in. And then exhale through center. Draw your knees into your belly, hold your shins or knees, press the low back into the mat, just gently rock from side to side. Maybe holding the shins, let your knees fall apart. Finding a little opening here, a final opening in the hips. And some of you might choose to reach for the outer edge of the feet for happy baby, bottoms of the feet facing the sky. Again, if that's too much, you can just hold the knees or shins. And slowly begin to extend your legs out long. Release your arms alongside the body, maybe palms face up, tucking the shoulder blades in and down the back. Soften the tongue in the mouth, relax the jaw. Let the sides of the neck get long and the shoulders soften down the back. If the mind begins to wander in Shavasana, just come back to the breath. Just follow the inhales and the exhales. You could add a count to the breath, or even come back into your mantra. Perhaps you breathe in peace of mind, and you breathe out fear. You decide how you take your final pose for today's class. Beginning to take a deeper breath. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe reaching the arms behind the head to take a full body stretch. Bend your knees and roll to your side. When you're ready, slowly pressing yourself up into a seated position. And I know that wasn't a very long Shavasana, so if you feel like you could stay there for a few more breaths and you have the time to do so, I invite you to continue your rest for a few minutes longer, or perhaps you come into a seated position and conclude your practice with breathing or a mantra meditation. So if any of that is calling for you still and you have the time to do that, please take that. And if your practice feels complete, bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes, breathe in deeply together. Namaste. Thank you, thank you. If you made it all the way through this video, thank you for joining me. I hope to do more of these classes for you in the coming weeks. Know that I'm here for you and your practice. We're all in this together, and we'll get through this challenge and we'll come out on the other side even stronger. So I see you soon virtually in a class, and I'll feel your energy, I know, as you practice with me in this way until we can be together again in the studios. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day and hope to see you soon.